Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Not Another Leeds podcast, because another Leeds United podcast will it? Eh? Today I am joined by Rocco from Leeds That. Hello Rocco, how are you?
Very good, Tar. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you for asking. And I've got Josh from the Leeds Lounge. How are you, Josh?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, great stuff. Gearing up for the weekend.
Good. And I've got one half of the Leeds House podcast, Big Kev. How are we, Kev?
I'm all right, mate. Still riding high after a good 7 days from Leeds. So, yeah, really looking forward to tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we don't need the rubbish cup, do we? No. But before I go on, it's a very special episode, this one. We've got our first sponsor. Can you believe it?
Ooh.
It's first sponsor. So, without further ado, let's hear from the sponsors.
Permanent Parker Pants. Are you a politician? Yes, sir. Need to sign a baby? A rock star?
Hell yeah.
Need to sign someone's chest? Well, look no further with Permanent Parker Pens and its anti-smudge technology. It's unbelievable hard to get rid of. Terms and conditions apply.
There you go. Available in 48 different colours. Rocco, as an author, I'm sure you looking for pens all the time when you sign stuff off in your books.
Absolutely, yeah. I will get straight involved with the permanent Farkers.
Tell you what, mate, I know a guy. DM me after. So that's enough of that. Let's go back to the Watford game. And Rocco, were you confident going into this game?
Yeah, I was confident actually, and I didn't quite expect it to go so well. Even though I was confident all the way through, I just thought they were brilliant. Like, it was such a joy to see it. I think it was like special, like the way it ended up with the 3 late-ish goals and Rutter doing all that magic, and then like Farker plucking that one out of the air as well. It was almost like a dream. It was unbelievable, and I think everyone in the ground was just euphoric afterwards. It was amazing. So nice to be able to be happy again inside Ellen Road. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. It's been a very long time. I can't remember the last time we had 4 clean sheets in a row and so many goals within 4 games. It's crazy. Kev,
It's been 84 years.
It has been 84 years. It feels that way. Kev, what was your vibe inside the ground?
It was amazing. Absolute class. From start to finish. The atmosphere in the ground was amazing. And do you know what? I took my missus to her first ever game at Ellen Road, and that was the game that I took her to. And obviously she's been to other football matches before, and she said there's no way she can ever go to watch another team now after watching Leeds that day. And the atmosphere in the ground, the way everybody's singing matches on together, it was absolutely fantastic. And as Rocco just said, it was just, even after the game, that was just brilliant. As I was walking down the street to get to my car, everyone was just still singing Somerville, Strike and Perot in the street. It was just brilliant. It's probably the best feeling I've had at Ellen Road in a long time was Saturday, and long may it continue as well.
The fact that it were just an accumulation of like Rutter going Super Saiyan on everyone, just taking no prisoners at all, and the Farker touch. I mean, wowzer! It's just showing off, isn't he? Josh, what was your thoughts, mate? Were you confident? Did you have? I don't know. I forget what I'm saying. What was your vibes?
I was, to be fair, I'm one of those few Leeds fans that's just always like, just be positive and hopefully it'll be all right. So going into the match, I was very positive. I thought with the first half, obviously, continue that domination. It was just typical Leeds, creating chances, nothing coming through. But I was just I don't know what it was. It was just at half time. I always watch it with my father-in-law, my brother-in-law. My father-in-law's been a Leeds fan now for nearly 60 years, which is mental. And they're like, for God's sake, this has got all written all over it. And I don't know what it was. I was just like, nah, I think Farker's going to give them a talking to and point out what they're doing well and how to break that down. And then they come out in the second half and absolutely dismantled them. It was just brilliant. Rutter's clearly coming into form now. So, I know Rocco was on last week and we touched on it on Joe's, all the Rutter haters seem to be kind of simmering. And It was just a great time to be a Leeds fan. The last time I felt like that, like obviously Kev was in the ground, which was great. I was going to go to that game and then ended up not for some reason or other. But the last time I went to a game like that was Chelsea, 3-0 against Chelsea. And it was just, the day just continued. I couldn't, nothing could ruin me. Like a boulder could fall on my car that day and I'd be like, be fine. Leeds won, I'm happy. So yeah, I was just buzzing. Of course I was buzzing. Everything just clicked. Everything clicked. It wasn't like I couldn't get to the end of the game and think, well, that was crap. And, oh, we were lucky there. No, we weren't lucky at all. We just absolutely played like we can and just demolished them. And it was brilliant.
It was brilliant. I mean, Rocco, I mean, Josh just alluded there, like all the Rutter haters, if you will, are now quieting. I mean, by me personally, he were my man of the match. You know, what was it like in the ground just to see him going absolutely like crazy?
Well, it was surreal, really. Like me and my nephew were just pissing ourselves because every time he got the ball, he was like doing these ridiculous things. And I mean, you know, Rutter hate. I mean, I've never been a hater, but I've definitely been probably his biggest doubter. Like I wrote him off. I didn't think there was a player in him. You know, last season, I didn't like the fact that he couldn't even get on the pitch. I was questioning his attitude, yeah, basically everything about him. And I didn't even think he'd really play this season. So I'm just so thrilled to be so massively wrong. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting carried away really. Like it was such a great performance. Like you never know, like tomorrow, maybe nothing will come off. He'll be falling over the ball and what have you. You know, that would be a bit typical. But I mean, I don't doubt the talent anymore. Like I think he's going to get better and better. I'm just really excited to see him play, and he's such a top lad as well. Like his interviews are brilliant. I read today that he apparently wasn't interested when Dortmund came knocking, and I mean that just makes the Rats look even worse, doesn't it? You know, that a club like Dortmund and Rutter, who's been here 2 minutes and done nothing, and been doubted at every turn, and he still wanted to stay and try and prove himself and get us up. So yeah, he's a hero, like just for that alone.
Did you see the quote he released? He released a quote, didn't he, earlier on? I don't know if you've seen it on X, Twitter, let's be honest, saying like what would his dream be in football, and he said on the record, my only dream is to win the championship with Leeds United at the moment. And I was like, what a lad.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously his English has come on as well. Right at the beginning, Millie had to translate a little bit for him, didn't he? And but what Rocco just said there, like he wanted to stay, he could have easily gone back to Germany if he'd have pushed for it, and because there were more than enough time for him to leave. But the fact that he wants to stay, prove himself, he's only young. Is he 20, 21? 21,
I think. Yeah,
he's 21. But just to have that sort of commitment and that mentality just proves that he's here. He wants to prove his way in a Leeds shirt, because let's face it, the Leeds shirt's very heavy for some people. Brendan Aronson, he couldn't get Leeds socks on without falling off. Right. Let's go to his stats. Rutter's stats: 45 touches, 14 out of 20 successful passes, 11 duels won, 5 passes into the final third, 3 chances created, 3 shots, 3 ball recoveries, 3 aerial duels won, 2 out of 2 accurate passes, 1 big chance missed, 1 accurate cross, and 1 assist. These are from LUFC data. Go check them out, by the way. Kev is just a French flame emoji, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. He's just absolute class. I'll go with Rocco. When he did that, the hot dog, I just got out of my seat and started screaming. Honestly, my missus was talking to him, she didn't even see it. Because you got to watch this game. And then everything he did was amazing. Like all of the skill, all the showboating had end product with it as well, which sometimes you don't see. And he had that in that game on the weekend. I think one thing that Leeds fans are going to have to understand with Rutter is I don't think he's going to be able to do that every game because of the sort of player he is. He still needs to get up to that consistency mark, but I really hope I'm wrong on this and he just does it again tomorrow. But I've just got a feeling he might have games where he's a 6 and then he'd have games where he's a 10 out of 10, but he's still contributing to the team. Last year he looked like a like Bambi on ice, as loads of people have said. But his hold-up plays, he's got a lot better as well, I thought, this season. He's using his body a lot more, and he's getting around the pitch again. And I don't think we're playing a striker and a 10. I think that interchangeable way that them two are playing right now is the key to our success. And again, Rutter's just phenomenal with the ball at his feet, and we're going to see more extravagant stuff, and all of us are going to be able to make our little clips and little videos of him doing stuff. And I just long may it continue. I'm really, really happy for him, because again, like with Rocco just said at the start, I thought we've got a baller here, because I watched all these videos from Germany where he was cutting in off the left hand side and slapping them in top corner, and then you can see flashes of it, especially like against Arsenal last year where he's done that turn and knocked it through. I thought we've got, and then nobody played him. He played like the last couple of games, hardly any minutes under Sam Allardyce, and then he's just got a point to prove, and for staying with us. And obviously, I think he's got a manager that believes him as well now. I think he's just going to go on to that next level and next level. And I do think we could have another situation where he goes possibly in a few years for some big money as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, talking on that hot dog moment. I mean, that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like we said off air, like that Mateus, he must feel like a right idiot. He's still at the burger van, isn't he? He's just like the Millwall game where the guy and the bouncing on the chairs and stuff. It's just been meme-tastic, and it's, as a Leeds fan, it's brilliant. You know, let's just ride this high while we're still going. Josh, just your thoughts on Rutter, mate?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I've always been quite positive, and I'm not just saying that now, obviously, because he's come good. Like Kev just said, he could have a shocker tomorrow. You know what I mean? Southampton could have looked at that Watford game and gone, Nick, mark him, because he's dangerous, because he's getting the balls into everybody. He's holding up. I mean, he's a big lad. So, he is strong. And I think that's what Farke's brought out of him. It's like, stop being so timid. You're in the frigging championship now, pal. And, it was brilliant to see him play. Like, I watched all of his stuff from Germany and thought, bloody hell, how we've got him is beyond me. And yeah, he didn't really prove himself. You've got to adapt to the league, and he wasn't getting played. So I'm with Rocco on that. That's when I started doubting. I was like, is he a bit of a McKennie in the dressing room where he's kind of prickling some feathers? And so you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You only know what we're told. So I'm chuffed for him. At the end of the day, I'm with Rocco there. If I'm doubting a player and saying they're not it, the one thing I want deep in my heart is for them to prove me wrong, because then it means Leeds are doing well. And that's what I breathe for, is Leeds to do well and Leeds to win. So if I turn around one day, like, I'm not the massive advocate of Ayling, but when Ayling does something right, and he does something very right, I'm like, fair play, mate. That pass that he did the other week, that cross he did, was absolutely pinpoint. It was brilliant. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you can doubt players and they can come good. That doesn't mean that you're turning on your head on your opinion. Not every player is absolutely pinpoint perfect every game. So I'm just chuffed for him. But I mean, that turn, when he was at that side, when he's at the touchline there, I just thought, I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, somebody help him. And he just does that. And I'm like, never mind, he's fine. But when he hit the floor afterwards, and obviously, got that free kick, and they're like doing that with his shoulder, I'm like, please, for the love of God, for the love of God. I know that we've got people to come in, but I'm like, not on this performance. And obviously he was fine. And yeah, he's had the game of his career so far at Leeds, and I do see that going nowhere but up. So I'm chuffed for him and chuffed for Leeds. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, just what Kev said on as well, where he uses his body, he looks like an absolute handful for defenders. He looks, for his age as well, he's clever as well. It's like you just alluded to there, where he knew we weren't going to get past the player, so he like sort of made a meal of it in a way and got that free kick. And he's just a baller for me. And we said, didn't we, Kev, a few weeks ago, that once he starts scoring, he'll just go up and up and up, and it seems to be heading that way. So
he unbalances players, he unbalances defenders, because he's like always moving around like that from side to side. Obviously, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you won't see me shuffling my shoulders, but he's always moving around. And
it's a good shuffle.
Yeah, it's a great shuffle, but he's always unbalancing the people. He can, and with Rutter, he can go both ways because he's basically ambidextrous, isn't he, with both feet? So yeah, again, especially in this league, if he has the season, I feel with Rutter, he could be, like the breakout what Buendia was for Norwich with that season. I think this could be Rutter could be that player this year for us. And
I can see him causing a few red cards. I can this season with his movement. Easy. He's got, and I can definitely see him getting a few pens as well this season. If he can get, I'm constantly trying, like screaming for him to run into the box, even though I know that's not where he's specifically playing. But if he can get himself in the box, especially against Watford last week, they just looked so like peed off with him because they just couldn't figure out where he was going, what he was doing. I was like, get yourself in the box, get it on that left foot, and let them tackle you. Bang, penalty, bang, any day of the week, the way that we're tackling him. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
his movement's sick.
It will definitely cause a few heart attacks for defences.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully, yeah. We can't mention a Leeds United game without Ethan Ampadu. I mean, Rocco, are you getting his name tattooed on your arm after this season? Or
did you say arm? Yeah, maybe. He's amazing. Like, what a player! But it pisses me off as well because like we've just plucked this guy out for 7 million, and this is someone who could have stood in for. I know, like it's a few years ago. I'm not saying he's the one that could have stood in for Phillips when we needed a stand-in for Phillips under Bielsa, but like we struggled with that position so long, and suddenly we just picked someone up who's like he is like having Phillips. I don't think he's as good as Phillips was in the Championship, but he's absolutely class. He's got to be the best defensive midfielder in the Championship. Just hope that he can stay fit because that's the one thing that does worry me. Like if he is out, I feel like it probably will be a bit like the Phillips situation that we had. Have we got the player to fill in for him? Maybe we do. Maybe Gruev is going to be good in that role, or Kamara. Don't really know enough about either of them. But he's just so good, and he's just always there. And I just feel like confidence, like it just spreads through the team because they know that he's on their side and that they can just give him the ball and they'll retain it. And he's awesome. I love him. And again, another one that I doubted. Like I looked at his stats and he's been relegated 3 times in a row. But that's the other thing. Like they've been playing him at centre back. Like that's crazy to me. He doesn't look like a centre back at all. He just looks like a born natural defensive midfielder. And yeah, thrilled. He's absolutely class. I love him.
We're always happy to be proven wrong, though, aren't we, Rocco?
Again, yeah.
What other players did you?
Well, basically every single signing we make, I just presume they're going to be crap because the last 30
it's
years.
Working.
Imagine that. Gets like Rafinha. Who's he? He's going to be rubbish. He is.
He likes fish and chips, though. To all the Ren fans out there. Yeah. So you mentioned. Kev, we say it every week, and you said it on your podcast. It's getting boring now.
I feel sorry for him. Because
we praise him that much. It's just boring, isn't it?
Yeah, I do feel sorry for Ethan Ampadu because I mean, he's probably the best player in every single game we've had, apart from Rutter against Watford. But because he's playing like that all the time in every single game, we're not going to appreciate it as much. But obviously, people that know a lot about football and people that love that defensive side, like Leeds fans do, because we love tackles, we love effort. So this is why he's everybody's favourite player, I think, because he's going to get overshadowed sometimes by the things like your Nonto, Somerville, Rutter, Perot with the goals and the skills. But without him, we wouldn't be nowhere near as good as we are now, I think. He's just
I think without him as well, we'd have conceded in games that we've kept a clean sheet on. So
I agree.
He's
really good at those last ditch tackles, isn't he? Getting his toe onto the end of the ball. It's like he reads the game really well for a central midfielder, but it's also because he's played central defence. He seems to know where the ball's going to be going from crosses too. Really, really good. I can't believe we got him for 7 million, like Rocco just said. That's crazy. He's a Premiership footballer. I've been watching a couple of Premiership games recently, and he could get into at least 10 of those teams easily as a starting centre midfielder. It's mental how good he is, and he's just never had that chance to show himself. Always going out on loans, never been given a home, and he was at Chelsea for that long. And he's only 22. It was 22 years old.
23, yeah.
mental, and he's going to be around for a while. I've got he's got Leeds captain written all over him. He has.
Yeah, I said that right at the beginning. After his first few games, I was just like, that guy. It's the little things, like just telling whoever it were in front of him, come here, come back, help me. I'm showing for it. Just them little things, which over the past 2 years, we've not felt comfortable with anyone in that midfield, have we? I mean, maybe Rocco.
Well, Matt Rocco's still turning from the Tottenham game, mate. He's still turning around on the pitch, so he's not going to be able to talk to anyone, is he?
He's just spinning still at Real Betis. Josh Ampadu, where would you get his tattoo?
Literally right here, mate.
Yeah, there
Right
you go.
here.
There you go, Rocco.
Right there. No, he's quality. I agree with what Kev says. It's kind of that. It's that school mentality, isn't it? It's like if you're constantly doing well, you get no praise. But like somebody can be crap every single week and then do one slight thing right, and all of a sudden it's like they're the greatest player, ever to grace the pitch. And it's and I think. And, I'm all for giving credit where credit's due. And at the end of the day, if Ampadu wants to keep playing the way he does week in and week out, I will continuously post on Twitter that Ampadu is absolutely fucking brilliant. And that's what he deserves. I can't believe we got him for the price. I can't believe that I mean, where did he come? He come from Chelsea, didn't he? Did he come from Chelsea?
Yeah.
I mean, where they are now, do you reckon they're going, oh, we fucked up? Sorry if you know I'm swearing. I apologize.
That's all right.
You know what I mean? It's he's just he's quality. But I agree with Kev. There is that I love Cooper for what he's done for the squad, for the way that he performed and getting us up. But his vocalization has very much taken a downward spiral. He's not as vocal, and Ampadu does captain material. He's telling people come, he's telling people drop off, he's communicating with everybody behind him. He's just brilliant. He's got a footballing brain. He just looks like he's born to play football, basically. I know that makes him sound like bloody Messi levels. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that his decision making and the way that he reads the game is just flawless.
Yeah. It's just, is it too early to say player of the season? Do you know what I mean? I just love him.
Contender.
No,
he's definitely going to be a contender, isn't he? Yeah.
Surely, I think he'll get player of the season. I genuinely do. It's over the past 18 months to 2 years, I've not seen this Leeds United team, and I've always had anxiety. They've always made me go, oh, bloody hell. But I feel completely confident with this team. Do you know what I mean? Especially like you got Pirro, Rutter interchanging. You've got Somerville. Bloody hell, a lot of people wrote him off. Rocco, did you write him off?
No, I don't think so. I think he got away with it, actually. One of the few ones, yeah. He does it, like, since he was dropped, wasn't he, for the Millwall game, and he's come back, and he's just been on fire. Like, against Hull, he was brilliant. And then, I just want to... I reckon he's another that's going to score a boatload of goals this season. I can see him chipping in with plenty. I think he's a good finisher, and he's selfish as well. Like, and it annoys me and others at times, when people are sometimes in better positions. But then I feel like he'll score a lot, and it's good that he believes in himself so much at that young age. I suppose we knew that from him wanting the number 10 shirt, which was pretty brash, bold, wasn't it? But but no, I think he's going to be great, and I don't really have that big a problem with him, like, trying to score goals. I think it's good to have that hunger. So yeah, good on him.
I feel like Somerville were quite unlucky not to score, because I said it the other day, didn't I, Kev? There's this phenomenon where all the footballing ghosts of every great goalkeeper possess the opposition goalkeeper, and they just have an absolute worldie and bring out their inner Dida or their inner Neuer or Oliver Kahn. Do you know what I mean? Schmeichel. They're just Nigel Martin, if you will.
John Lukic.
John Lukic. They just have a great game. I mean, sticking with Ampadu, I thought it was in, but Bachmann had that strong arm. I mean, did you think it were in, Rocco?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was practically celebrating. Yeah. It was an incredible save. It's like goalkeepers being possessed. It's like as sure as a referee's going to hate us.
Yeah.
It's just natural, isn't it?
It's as sure as we're going to be on Sky, isn't it? Yeah. The goalkeeper's going to be good. Leeds are going to be on Sky half the season, and the ref's going to hate us. Yeah,
it's great because I'm off next week, and I'm actually going away, and I've got friends that live in Hull. I'm going to a wedding, so Wednesday night I know we've got a game, and my father-in-law was just like, "Can we watch it?" And I just went, "Yeah, it's Leeds. It'll be on Sky. Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Yeah, you don't need a dodgy stick, dear, to watch Leeds United because we're just everywhere.
Dodgy stick? What's one of them? I don't know what you're on about, mate.
Allegedly.
I listen to the 3 o'clock kickoffs on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. BBC Radio Leeds. Shout out. Ethan Ampadu. So he played 90 minutes, 65 touches, 42 out of 52 successful passes, 9 ball recoveries, 7 passes into the final third, 4 duels won, 3 tackles won, 3 interceptions, 1 accurate cross, 1 chance created, 1 shot on target, 1 clearance, 1 times fouled, and 1 foul, and 1 time stolen heart from me. And Rocco, I suppose, times 2.
Absolutely.
And that's in a game that he didn't need, that he wasn't as needed as he has been in the past. Like, to have them statistics in a game where he was never really under a lot of pressure is just amazing.
It's him and Dewsbury Hall, isn't it? Oh, sorry, carry on, mate.
No, go on, mate.
It's from what I can see so far, like the 2 best midfielders in the Championship right now, Ampadu and Dewsbury Hall, I would say. And I think Ampadu's on top right now. It's for a defensive midfielder, for how much he runs into the attacking third with his progressive play, so all those forward passes as well. It's amazing. I'm going to wax lyrical about him now all day for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
done, Danny,
I think
Sorry, done it again. Sorry, mate. Crack on.
I even pause just so you can stop, and then you just do it. No, but the Sheffield Wednesday are losing 3-0. By the way, sorry that if you hear me watch pinging, it's because my phone's going off, so I've just had to mute the event. Sorry for everyone who can hear the pinging.
It's only been half hour, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
Oh no way.
The joint worst start in Championship history, I think.
Who they're playing?
Anyway,
is it Sunderland?
Sunderland, yeah. I think Jack Clark just scored. I think. So the thing is with Ampadu, I think. Josh, do you think he's got a point to prove after having 3 back-to-back relegations in a row? Do you think he's coming to this season charged and he wants to prove everyone wrong and just become, ingrained into Leeds United more, if you will?
In all honesty, I think that that may well be a factor, but the way that he's playing, I think he just has the remnants of a player that just believes in the cause. He knows that Leeds are a big team. He knows that, and if any Southampton fans or any other fans end up watching this and have a go at me, he knows that Leeds belong in the Premier League as a fan base, the way the stadium is. So I just personally think I think he just fits into a system where, like the year we went up, everything is just clicking. And at the end of the day, I'm not a footballer, but surely as a footballer, if you're invested in the goal and the goal's realistic with the quality you've got on the pitch, I think he's enjoying his foot. He looks like he's enjoying his football. And at the end of the day, if we all had a job that we enjoyed, that's the dream, isn't it? So I think that probably plays into it, mate. Yeah, completely. Something to prove and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think maybe Farke's kind of, told him, you're a special player, and this is the team that's really going to bring it out of you. And so far, so good.
Oh, so good. Rocco briefly mentioned him, but Glenn Kamara, right? I think he's not been mentioned enough for me because I thought he had a stellar game, and I think he just went unnoticed by other people. I mean, I've got his stats here, but it probably doesn't tell the whole story. 92% pass accuracy. This is for Glenn Kamara from LUFC data. 89 minutes played, 58 touches, 46 out of 50 successful passes, 5 passes into the final third, 4 ball recoveries, 2 out of 2 long passes, 2 duels won, 1 time fouled, 1 tackle won, and 1 interception. And I don't know if that includes the, like when they crossed it in and he just got a nick to it to knock it out of the thing. Rocco, did he pass you by, Kamara, in that game, or did you take a good notice?
No, I don't think he passed me by. I really liked him. I thought he was excellent. Yeah, like not spectacular, but like that's clearly not what he is he? You know, he's there to help tick it over, but also to help dominate midfield. So yeah, I think that's the sort of thing sometimes where stats will be like maybe not doing justice, like you say. Because like there'll be times where he's gone in and pressured someone and they've misplaced the pass. I don't think that would count. Like forcing an error sort of thing. And I think that happened a lot. Every time Watford tried to play it into midfield, there was just no way they were going to ever get through Ampadu and Kamara. So yeah, I was really happy with him. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I think probably he'll keep his place. It's a tough one because Gray's done really well, and I think Gray also would have had a great game against Watford. Who knows? We might have hit him 6-0 if he was playing. You don't know, do you? But Kamara was great, and like he deserves to keep the shirt. But then, yeah, Archie probably deserves to play as well. So tough one for Farker. I don't know what he'll do with that one.
Yeah, great point, mate. I think with Archie, you need to manage his minutes because he's only 17. And I know Joe said loads of times on his show, and other people have as well, that when you go to the likes of Byram, and all the Cook and all that, you know what I mean? All them they got ran into the ground, didn't they? And now look at them, they've got all junior fur ponies. I just think we don't want to do that. At 17, I know he's a young Springbok and all that, but we definitely. I think Kamara starts, but we'll go into his predictions soon enough. Kev, Kamara.
Yeah, I really liked him. He finds space. He's always in space. He can find space in Jabba the Hutt's armpit. That man, I'm telling you, he's really, really good. Honestly, he plays simple passes. But he's also got a bit of cutting edge as well. He can see some of the stuff that the other lads can't. I really like him. I still think there's a lot more to come from him too. I agree with Rocco. It's going to be either him or Gray tomorrow. I don't see Gruev coming in. It's just because I want everybody to do well. It's just that centre midfield. I'd like Archie Gray to play, but also know that he can't play every single game like you just mentioned. I'm going to stick with Rocco here. I think Kamara will start tomorrow.
Josh, likes Kamara action?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think I agree completely, and I think I touched on this last week. I don't know if Rocco remember. It's just nice to be in a situation where we've got options. So I think that's. I think I said the exact quote last Sunday on Joe's show. I said, "If Kamara's name's on the sheet, I'm happy. If Gray's name's on the sheet, I'm happy because I know that there's no need now to run these players into the ground for 90 minutes. If Archie looks a bit, unsturdy, bring him off, stick Kamara on. It's a great sub, and vice versa. So yeah, I mean, like you said with the stats there, Kamara didn't put a foot wrong for me last week, and it was a great pairing. I think he paired up really well with Ampadu, and plus going forward, I think that's what I like about that is he was going forward quite a lot, is the way his recovery, his pace for that, and then so I think he should start. At the end of the day, he was in a team that won and kept a clean sheet. And again, Rocco, remember we touched on this last week. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of situation. But it's nice to have the options there that if we do start with the same team we did last week and it's not going well, we've got those changes that can be made. So yeah, Kamara should start for me, I think, because he didn't put a foot wrong.
I agree. We'll go into more depth later on in a couple of minutes, but I think the one thing that we're finding now is that, did he play well? Didn't he play well? And this is something that we're not used to, or we've not been used to for the past 18 months, 2 years. And it's such a good elating feeling just to, oh wow, we've got him to come off the bench. Gruev, you can't get on the pitch because the people just having a really, really good games and stuff. And you got Pirot. I mean, Rocco, Pirot, the right place, the right time. How many goals do you think?
I think 25. I reckon. I think he'll keep going. Pretty much. I'd like to think he'd do better than one every other game. The way I'm feeling now, I feel like we can get up near 90, 100 points and score nearly 100 goals. Like, that's how confident I am now, and feel a bit stupid saying it because like Sunday I could be saying the total opposite thing. But yeah, that's how it feels. And like you say, we've got yeah, but we've got the squad like we're talking about now, and yeah, Pirot if he can do that for Swansea, like, why can't he do at least that for Leeds? Like, really, he could be getting 30 goals. Like, he might even target 30 goals. It's a lot of goals, and he obviously has to stay fit. But with the players around him and the chances he's going to get, and he's so reliable as well. Like that finish. I know it was. I mean, it's a tap in, really, but it was also a bit emphatic, and I just loved it. Like, just chance, goal, done. Game won pretty much, and it's amazing to have that. It's been, like you say, a long time since we've felt that good.
Yeah, do you know what? Right, it might not. He's not paid to score worldies, in my opinion. He's paid to be in the right place at the right time. I don't care if it comes off his little left bollock, assuming he's got little bollocks. That's just me. But he, as long as they go in, and that's something we're not used to again. It's like Bamford. I mean, don't get me. I'm not a Bamford hater at all. I just sometimes, I think Bamford misses that just because it's in his own head. Do you know what I mean? Kev, I know that you're a massive Bamford fan, and you've got some sort. I think you've got your name on. Is the name on back of that one, Bamford?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Bamford, number 9, hot shot.
Pirot, mate, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed with him. I was a little bit funny at the start when Farke was playing in the 10 and he didn't score in that second game, but then what's it, 4 and 5 now for us?
Yeah,
and it's got another 38 games left to go.
Yeah,
could be hitting 25, 30 goals this year. I really hope he does. He's all right on the ball, holds the ball at well, plays these little neat one touch. He's not going to skin someone, but he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's what you want. That's what all the great strikers know where to be. Haaland will just run on and hammer the ball, but the ones that aren't blessed with super technical ability and speed are the ones that know where to be. It reminds me of Gary Lineker. Just is always in the right place at the right time to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, really, honestly, that's what he reminds me of. Some of you might be too young to remember Gary Lineker playing, but yeah, he's just like that, and that's what you want. And then even Dan James is getting assists for him, so he must be in the right place at the right time.
We'll come on to Dan James in a second, right? You know my thoughts on Dan James. Yes. Josh, are you absolutely over the moon with Pirot? Because we all are.
I'd say looking at it as it is, he's doing what a number 9 is paid to do. A number 9 is paid to score, and that's what he's doing. I haven't seen a lot from his work rate. Now, I'm not a Bamford lover. I'm not a Bamford hater, but Bamford is constantly busting his ass on the press. That's what I'd like to see Pirot doing a little bit more, putting them under a bit of pressure. Now, obviously, I can't really say much because it's all going right for us. And that's me proper nitpicking, really. Of course, I'm over the moon with him because at the end of the day, when goals need to be scored, Pirot's there. And it's a blessing to see, really. Like, I agree with you on what you say there, because that cross from Dan James was absolutely, the precision on that was just ridiculous. Pirot didn't have to strike, he didn't have to outstretch. It was played as if it was magnetized to his left foot, and just he didn't put any follow through. He just knew that the ball had to hit his boot, and in it went. So yeah, I'm over the moon with him. I'm gobsmacked that we got him, to be honest, especially being in the champ. If we were in the Premier League, then fair enough. I think, yeah, definitely. But when the whole murmurs of him coming across, I was like, obviously went back and I was having a look, and the more I watched, the more I convinced myself that it wasn't going to happen. And I was like, there's no shot. But then you don't understand that we are a Premier League club that has come down, and maybe players go, well, the teams with the most chance to go back up financially, obviously, with the parachute payments, teams that have just come down. So I don't know what urged him to come to Leeds, but all I know is that he can stay here as long as he bloody wants.
Couldn't have put it better myself, mate. I remember the tweet coming out from Fabrizio, just like out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, someone escort his vehicle up there one quick, and it was just. I remember put a meme out, like I think it was Kim Jong-un's limo, and there's got like just guys surrounded him. I goes, Leeds fans currently up there one, and it was just, it just sort of. I mean, I was seeing reports that he was going to Southampton. Southampton fans were saying, "Oh, we're getting Perron." It was just totally left field for me.
Have you noticed Southampton after we got him? We're like, "Oh, he's not that good, though."
Yeah,
I was like, we were saying that 2 days ago when you were like,
it's
to get him in.
Just tribalism, innit?
Dortmund were after him. I read Borussia Dortmund were after Pirro as well. And if that's the case, then 2 players turned down Borussia Dortmund for Leeds United this season. How good is that to say out loud?
If you'd have told me that last season, right, I'd have slapped you with a wet fish. I'm not even joking. So, like, not to stay on the Watford game too much, but we need to talk about Dan James, because about 50 minutes into the game, I tweeted a picture of some goth boots with spikes on them, plates and stuff, and I said, Dan James wears these when he plays football, and no one can make me think otherwise. 10 minutes later, he's got 2 assists. Fair play. What I need to start doing is just putting it out into the universe, like, and he'll just play well. So we'll just go through his assists right quick. Rocco, when the ball went out to him, right, I wasn't expecting that cross. I don't think you would have been.
Nah, another one that I wrote off, and again, delighted that he's proving me wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think now I've started to notice that he can actually put a ball into the box. Like, he has got the ability to do that. I think his finishing is still wayward, if we're being kind. But that cross was amazing. And yeah, so I was behind the goal, and sort of in line with him running towards me. And I thought he'd missed his chance. Like, I thought he needed to do an early ball, low across to Pirro. And by the time he'd sort of held it up a bit and looked up, I thought the chance had gone completely. But then he's just, absolutely pinpoint, beautiful cross. Again, because of my perspective, I couldn't really tell. And I wondered whether whether the keeper should have come and got it. Was it a bit close to him? But it wasn't at all. It was just a magnificent ball, begging to be dispatched. It was wonderful. So it's great to see that he's got that in his locker. I think he is worth the place just for his high work rate. I'd like to see him use his pace more. I think he can. I think he can get better. Like, the more he plays, more regular football, I think he will improve. So I'm feeling good about him.
Do you see him more as a starter or an attacking sub, do you think, Rocco?
It's a tough one. Like, we were discussing this on Joe's show last week, and I automatically thought, well, definitely Gnonto and Somerville are our best wingers. But then, like Gnonto, like maybe James is like more effective. I don't know. I mean, I'd still probably say that Gnonto should start ahead of him. But there's time for that to change. So at the moment, I guess I do see him. I think I probably see him more. Oh, I don't know, actually. I'm just thinking in my head now, like, would Gnonto be a better impact sub than James? I'd probably maybe rather start James and bring Gnonto on to try and change the game, maybe, and open teams up. I don't know.
I'm going to sound like Emperor Palpatine here, but I can see the conflict in you, Rocco. I think you're like Anakin Skywalker in episode 3. Like, what do I do? Kev.
Too many options.
Yeah. Kev, we've talked about it, Dan James. He's quite the enigma, isn't he?
He
I mean,
is.
The Welsh Sonic.
Yeah. I'm not a Dan James hater. for obviously what I mentioned earlier about his assists. I'm not actually a Dan James hater. I do like a bit of work rate in that in our players, but yeah, he obviously he's had a bit of a mixed time with us, hasn't he? He's never once, from what I can remember, been actually played on the right wing for us since he signed for us, and that's what he always was, a right winger, wasn't he? And I agree with Rocco now. He's putting himself into that category. Should we not put him in? Now Nonto's out, and even with obviously, I guess we're going to come on to another player that came off the bench soon. But there seems to be such depth there, and I think Dan James will start tomorrow, and I think he deserves to start. He's had some funny assists recently, but you can't that speed in this league. I guess against a team like tomorrow, like Southampton, who may put pressure on us, he could be priceless tomorrow. I really think so.
Yeah.
And they can't defend for shit. So he's going to be a big part of the way we play this year, off the bench as an impact sub or even as a starter. And I agree with Rocco. I wrote him off, but he's winning me around again. All of them are winning me around, you know. Even the ones that wanted to leave and that. Obviously Nonto and stuff, they're all winning me around. I'm just so happy to be a Leeds fan right now. It's just my emotions are coming out.
Yeah, it's just nice not to have your weekend ruined. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it nice? Isn't it a lovely feeling?
Well, it's an early
Josh,
kickoff tomorrow, so don't do that because it could be a long weekend.
Yeah. But we'll come on to predictions and stuff. But
Yeah.
I've got that warm fuzzy feeling. Apologies if you can hear my vicious attack bug barking at absolutely nothing, because he likes the sound of his own voice. So apologies for that if you hear that. Josh, Dan James, what's your thoughts? I mean, do you think he's more well-rounded this season than what we've seen before?
I think so. Yeah, I agree. I agree with kind of Rocco there. I'm kind of like toying between. I think Joe even asked the question last week, to be fair, and was just like, Nonto's fit, who'd you play? And my gut reaction instantly was Nonto. But the stats don't lie at the end of the day. You know, he's got the most assists in the Championship. I know we're early in the season, but it seems to be a decent statistic to hold at the moment because other teams are suffering elsewhere. Yeah, he's done well. The only thing that I will mention is that goal, that assist that he got, was it against Millwall, that he absolutely fizzled, and luckily Pirro was there to collect. The only thing I have in my head, if Nonto's on the end of that ball, Nonto's on the sheet for a goal. That's the only thing I would say, is that Nonto's end product is a lot better than Dan's. However, with the way that he's playing, he doesn't deserve to be dropped, and he deserves to start. And I think that's the way that Farke's looking at it as well. Is in that Watford game, he didn't really put a foot wrong, you know, with the way, you know, he lost the ball a couple of times, but his recovery rate was good as well. You know, he's straight back on it, and that pace that he's got, it is dangerous, especially in this league. You know, you've got a lot of. I'm never going to hate on most teams, but there's a lot of quick players in football, and Dan James is of that top caliber. I just think if his control was slightly better sometimes, but then again, I'm doing. Rocco's got in my head now. I'm like in and out, and it reminds me a lot of Harrison. I'm going to come out and call out Harrison. I loved Harrison as a player, but I used to call him 1 in 50. Is that 1 in like 50 games, he'd be an absolute superstar. I wouldn't put a foot wrong, and he was perfect. And I think Dan's very similar. Is that he can play really, really well, but then there'll be a few games where he's not really in it, and he's not up to scratch. So, but for the start of this season, I can't really fault him, to be fair. I would have faulted him maybe slightly if Pirro wasn't on the end of that goal that he fluffed. But it turns out we'd have won that game anyway. But either way, that would have probably been my only kind of FFS.
Right. Did I hear you rightly there? Did you just slight Dan James's no-look assist? It was a no-look assist.
Was it? Or was it a very poor attempt on goal?
I'm classing it as a no-look assist. He's
Well, I'll tell
better
you
than
what,
Firmino and Neymar. That's all I'm saying.
we'll go with a no-look assist.
Yeah.
And of course he starts. He's phenomenal.
One player I want to touch on, because there's too many. We can't go for the full 11, but we've spent a bit of time on this already. But Sam Byram, right? Rocco, I think he's been a real revelation. Everybody wrote him off. Did you?
Sorry. No, I didn't write him off. I think I thought he would be a steady addition to the squad. But I definitely didn't think he'd be as good as he is. I was shocked, really. Even against Watford, I know he's had a good season and he's been playing well, but yeah, I thought against Watford he turned it up a notch again, and he was brilliant. Just faultless. Even got on the score sheet, which we've seen in the last spell at Leeds. He pops up with goals, doesn't he? Just a good lad as well, and another Leeds fan in the ranks, which is always good. Just great, and he looks so comfortable at left back as well, which is such a massive bonus. He's not really shoehorned in. He pretty much looks like a left back, and I think for Norwich he was a left back. Is that right? Under Farker before he got injured.
Yep.
So it's a right bonus. Brilliant signing.
They bought him when they went up for 5 million from West Ham, I think, because I remember that was like the highest. I mean, don't quote me on that. It's just what my brain's telling me for some reason. And I remember thinking, because that was the highest fee that they paid that season when they're in the Premier League. But I think, just a segue from his scoring, it was a great header, by the way, a great delivery from Dan James. Scoring on and off the pitch, he's announced that he's having a baby. So if you're watching it, he's just texted me actually. Yeah, Sam's just said thanks. No worries, mate. Thanks for watching. But it's just you can tell he's enjoying his football, his Sam Byram, because a Watford player went into sliding and he just dinked it over him and carried on like nothing happened. And I've been dying to find that footage and add the Mario doing to it, and I just can't find it. So we'll move on, because we've spent a lot of time on that. But overall thoughts from everyone, Rocco, the game?
Just thrilled. Yeah, spot on.
Kev?
Thrilled. One of the best games I've been to in a long time. Just brings back hope, doesn't it?
Josh, complete performance?
Yeah, I agree with exactly what Farker said. It is our most, solidified and complete performance, I think, in probably the past 2 years. So, if not more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Over the moon.
I agree. It's probably one of the best games we've seen for the past 2 years, in my opinion. So moving quickly on. By the way, Dan James is top of the assist board. So, I'm speechless at that. Pirot's is second in the league with 4 goals, and the top goal scorer has 5. So
yeah,
probably more than that.
Do that again tomorrow after he scores that trick.
Pirot. So just skimming the press conference, he said that Bamford might be involved and Dallas is in training. Obviously, we want to see Dallas. Just to condense it a bit, would everyone be happy with Bamford coming back? Josh, you start with you first.
I think I would be happy. I think the Bamford that we've seen under previous managers is not the Bamford we know and love. So I think Farker has the knowledge to be able to bring that player out. Obviously, I think the majority of Leeds fans would now say that Pirot is our star number 9, and that would have to stay the same. However, in a game like Watford, for example, you're 2-0 up, you want to save Pirot's legs. Bamford's not going to leak you any goals. He might not score the goals he should, but he's not going to be at fault for us conceding any. So I think, he's got a place in this team, and I think Bamford has proven in the past that he does work as an impact sub. And I think as well that he'd be quite happy with that. So yeah, there's definitely a place for him in the team. Not one of the players that I would write off. Doesn't necessarily start for me unless we've got extenuating circumstances, obviously. But yeah, I think he deserves a run out to see if anything has changed, if it, if he's upped his game, because the last time he was in this league, he was frigging brilliant. So yeah, and he's passionate, isn't he? He loves Leeds. So yeah, he's. I don't know if it clouds my judgment a little bit, but I've got a soft spot for Bamford, and yeah, he doesn't start for me, but I definitely think that we'll see him. I think if he's available this weekend, I don't think he plays. Farke has a tendency when they're coming back off injury to put them on the bench as he could come on as maybe a bit of mind games, but then maybe doesn't play them. But we'll see. At the end of the day, I can sum it up in literally one sentence: is I trust Farke. So do as you please.
In Farke, we trust. Kev?
I like Patrick Bamford. I really do. I think he's a great bloke. And I do think he's as Josh just mentioned now, I do think he has a place in this squad. And I think he can, if we're winning 1-0 and we go down into the last 10 minutes and we need someone to hold the ball up, because we all know now he's not going to get the goals that he used to get. Okay, and he's made out of what's it's. He's going to fall apart at some point. But I do think the way he fits the style of the team, of the way we're playing right now. And I think he can hold the ball up. And I do think he could play a vital part in this season. I really, really do. I don't think he's going to get us the goals that we need. And I agree with Josh, and I'm sure probably Rocco's going to say the same thing, that the goals are going to come from Rutter and Pirot for the entire season, as long as they stay fit. But I do think he could have an important role to play in this squad this year. I really, really do. Holding the ball up, coming on, and letting us see out games, because we're not going to win every game 3-0. And there is going to be days where we're going to hit sticky patches, and he could be that player that holds the ball up. Yeah. And I just think he could have a big impact on the team. Not saying the starting 11, but at some points in games, he could be quite important for us.
Not going to win every game 3-0. I don't accept that negativity on this channel, Kev. Never again will you say that. Rocco, Bamford, in all right for you?
Yeah, I agree with the lads, to be fair. I think, Josh made a good point with him, being a pretty good person to have on the bench when you're winning, to bring on and rest whoever. I think his experience will help in the back end of the season if we've not already ran away with the title. He's been there, he's done it. So it'll be good to have him in the squad for that reason as well. And also, again, I trust Farke. And I actually think I trust him not only to make the right decision, but to get the best out of him as well. I feel like the situation for Bamford is good now. He doesn't it really made me uncomfortable how reliant everyone was on him. Trying to get him back to fitness, and even that Brentford game when we had to win to stay up, and he'd been out all season pretty much. And Marsh is saying, "Oh yeah, we might get 5 minutes out of Bamford," as if he's Messi. It's that was crazy. So Bamford is what he is, and I think he can be an important part of the squad. And it's good to have a player of that caliber. I know obviously we all have our problems with his finishing, etc. But to have a player of that caliber in the squad is good. And we're in the Championship, and I think a lot of teams will be happy to have Bamford in the role that he's got for us. Yeah,
I agree with everyone that's just spoke. Basically, it's just good to on the bench. It's just that bench looks so healthy. Do you remember when we had a 15-year-old Archie Gray on there with Leif Davis and all the other young lads? It was just so unhealthy, wasn't it? So, we'll because I know everyone needs to get off and enjoy the Friday night. I think Kev's off to a disco, I think. And I think, Josh, are you going Crown Green bowling in the night? I think that's where you're going. You need to get off.
I am indeed, yeah. I'm on Crown Green bowling.
See, it's a thing, people. It's a thing. So, this bit we like to call Show Me the Loanee. So what it is looking at the lads that have gone out on loan. So I've just had a quick skim, and Aronson, he was subbed at half-time at the loss against Hoffenheim. He's got 0 goals and 0 assists and a total of 1,324 ground minutes. That's how long he's been on the floor. Robin Koch was a 0-0. He played 90 minutes. He's got 1 goal against Aberdeen. That's it speaks for itself. Voba, he were a loss against RB Leipzig. Voba, he's another rat for me. I thought he'd stay and fight for the position, but we've got Joe Rodon, so we don't care. I'm not bitter at all. Can you tell? Jack Harrison, he got some minutes against Aston Villa. He got 64 minutes against Aston Villa. He's got, he's been injured and he's been working on his fitness. And he got 45 minutes against Norwich in the under-21s. Thank you, FB Ref. Now, this is a sore spot for you, Kev. Sinistera.
Oh, God's sake.
He's had 18 minutes all season. Well, since he joined, sorry. 18 minutes. He couldn't even get off the bench last week. And we've got Jadon Anthony, who we forgot to talk about, but we don't care because he's better.
He's all right, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Rocco, just your quick thoughts on Sinistera leaving. Do you think now you've seen Anthony? I forgot about him by 5 o'clock. But
yeah, Anthony looks good. And the thing with Sinistera, I at the time I wanted to keep him, of course I did, but he could be injured like all season, so I'm not really that fussed. And I feel like someone else probably had to go anyway. Like we've got too many good wingers there that expect to play, so totally fine with it. And yeah, if we can keep Anthony, then great. He seemed like a good lad anyway, better than Sinistera.
Kev made a good point the other week. He's like, they just want to be Leeds. They've got Iriola, they've got Aarons, they've got Sinistera. You know what I mean? They've got Cook as well. Adams as well, yeah. Oh my word, I forgot about him. He's not part of us anymore.
Yeah.
Rocco he's played 568 minutes, so 7 out of 8 starts. He's still spinning as we discussed, but 84% pass out. He's doing his thing. Greenwood's played 131 minutes with a 69% accuracy, which is not shocking, really, is it? He was very hit and miss, Greenwood, for me. Cody Drama's had 4 starts at right back, 383 minutes, and Perkins has a whopping 4 minutes. He's had a whopping 4 minutes. I don't get that at all. He's at
Oxford.
Oxford. Yeah. I just don't get that at all.
Every time I watch Perkins play, I thought he looks graceful. He's just so good on the ball. Then there must be something, maybe attitude-wise there. Maybe
West Ham were furious. We got him.
Yeah.
They were absolutely furious. And then he saved our ass,
wasn't he? Yeah.
He saved our ass against Cardiff with the little cheeky back heel in the cup last year, or the year before. Sorry. Right. So, sorry, I'm flying through this now because I know that people need to get off. Predictions for tomorrow. I'll start with you, Kev, first, mate. So, who do you think? Does he keep the same team?
No. I think he takes out Liam Cooper and puts Joe Rodon in.
He needs to.
I think that would be the only change he'll make tomorrow. Will be Joe Rodon coming back in for Liam Cooper.
I think Cooper, he's been very Coopery. He's been very Coopery. He loves a good slip, does all the Coops. What about a prediction?
I've gone 2-0 for tomorrow. And Perot to score first. That's what I'm going for tomorrow.
Rocco?
I fully agree about Rodon. Definitely. I think we'd be weakening our hand if we didn't bring him back in. I think Farke will do the right thing. And 2-0 sounds good. Sounds nice and comfortable. And yeah,
clean,
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Clean and crisp.
And another clean sheet. That would be class. So,
imagine that.
Well, I'm a bit worried because everyone's so, and including myself, of course, everyone's so buoyant at the moment. It just would feel so typical to go there and lose 1-0. But no, I'm going 2-0 Leeds.
Nice. Josh, give me that warm feeling, mate.
I agree. I think, as much as Cooper didn't really make any mistakes against Watford, I think, if your stronger player is able to play, then you play your strongest side. It's just that simple. However, I am going to disagree with both of the boys on the score, and I do think we concede tomorrow. I don't see us keeping another clean sheet. However, I have gone with a very confident 4-1.
Oh, okay, that makes up for it. I take the boo back.
So I think Pirro scores definitely. I think Rutter's due after the last couple of chances he's had, and I also think Somerville's going to set in a screamer as well. So yeah, 3 or 4-1. But me head wants to agree with you at 2-0. But me badge wants to say 4-1, and I want to see another annihilation, because at the end of the day, our defence is, for this league, decent now. And Watford, we've already battered them, ignore them. Southampton have struggled to break every team down that they've played pretty much. And I think the teams that they've played thus far, it might sound really big-headed, but I think we are better. So yeah, I'm confident in another decimation tomorrow.
It's not big-headed, mate. You're just speaking truth and facts.
No, you're spitting facts, aren't you? You know what I mean?
That's what the youth say. Spitting facts, innit?
Spitting facts, bruv.
So I will go with a 3-1, same as you. 3-1, 4-1 win. I have to say the 1 because every time I've predicted a conceding a goal, we've had clean sheets. I'm not saying it's totally down to me why we've got 4 clean sheets, but all I'm saying, I put it out in the universe, and then I mean, look at the Hull. You know, when the Hull miss Rocco the other week.
Yeah.
I listened to it and I put a quick prayer. I'm not a religious man at all, and he missed. That's all I'm saying. You're welcome, Leeds United fans. That's all I'm saying. So now, so hopefully we'll get the 3 points tomorrow. I'm more than confident. We should batter them. Saints, my ass. You know what I mean? Rubbish. They've lost 4 in a row. We've got 4 clean sheets in a row. We're on fire. I think Rutter will get 2 tomorrow with Perot, and I'm going to say Somerville. Yeah. Right then. So this leads us on to the end segment, or the second to last segment, which is it's going to be an hard one this week because there's not really that much to choose from. But it is a segment called Big Knob. Sorry, I was thinking about me. It's Top Knob.
Top Knob.
Lovely little jingle. So how it works is that we take the biggest knob of the week and we throw them in. Each one of us will have a nomination of some kind. So I will come to Josh first. Who's your top knob of the week, sir?
I'm trying to understand the question here before I say something untoward. You know what I mean?
I'll give you an example. So remember when Radrazani was on the wine and he were on Twitter, we all voted Radrazani to be the knob of the week. Okay, you think about yours, Kev. What about you?
I'm going to go with the Watford keeper. What was his name? Bachmann. Because he was doing my Sweden in the game. Yeah, he did really badly. He was just getting on my tits. So he's top knob of the week for me. Is the Watford keeper Bachmann? Yes.
Rocco, I'm sure you. I'm sure. Yeah, you came prepared there, didn't you, Kev? Yeah. Rocco, have you got a nomination?
I do, yeah. I was struggling. I almost said the guy that chopped down that tree, but no, I'm going to go with.
Yes.
But even worse than him, I'm going to go with I don't even know his name, but the Watford right back that couldn't take a throw in. Every single one was a
Edwards.
foul throw.
Was it Edwards?
Yeah, was it Edwards? Oh. I wouldn't even know, but yeah, he was
right.
doing my head in. Although maybe I should be more annoyed with the linesman and the ref, but yeah, just every single time it was a foul throw. Got away with it.
You make a good point.
Well.
You make a good point, X. I thought he should have been off at one point, you know. Yeah.
Sent off for a foul throw?
No, like, because he kept leaving some on Somerville. Kept leaving something on them. And I remember he went flying into Sam Byram, that was it. And Byram just dinked it over him, and I thought, take that, you cheeky little. See you next Tuesday. Joshy boy?
Yeah, I think actually, no, understanding the question, I was going to like, Rutter, he's got a massive one.
You can see it dragging behind, yeah.
But speaking of Rutter, I'm going to have to go with that lad that he turned. Because he looks like an absolute muppet. Just the way that he went to go and challenge that. And yeah, he does look like a top knob now.
Good.
I think I'm going to have to go with Edwards because I remember hating him. I'm sure it was Edwards. That's his name in here, but we'll call him Edwards just for the fun of it. I just remember hating him. I just remember thinking, I remember standing up and going, he's left some on him. But yeah, so Edwards takes it this week. Thanks for your nomination, Lance. But Edwards, whatever your name is, I'll tweet it later when I find it out, is this week's top knob.
Top knob.
Now, on to the questions which we finish on, which is from Lord Ash on Twitter. And how it works is he gives us a question for all the guests, Josh, and you have to answer, like the example we gave you off air last week. And let me just get it up for you. That sounded wrong. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
We're still on top knob.
No, I don't. It's not a top one. Trust me. Right. What would you rather have? Would you rather have unlimited knowledge, but you can't share it with anyone, or you can control everyone's thoughts, but you can't control your own? Ooh. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on, Kevin.
I'd like to have all of the knowledge and couldn't share it with anyone because I wouldn't want to hear everybody what they think about me. So forget that. Here's Humpty Dumpty coming. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having that. So I'll take the knowledge, please. Thank you.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, I'll take the knowledge, please. Yeah, I'll go for that.
Rocco?
Yeah, it's a hell of a question, and I will also go with the knowledge. I'm not bothered if I can't share it with anyone else, as long as I know everything. What more do you need?
Exactly. Yeah. Josh?
I think I'd have to go top knowledge because I'm thinking of the ways you if you had top knowledge, like say take the football for example, you had top knowledge, you'd make a fortune from that. You wouldn't have to tell anybody. Just put a load of bets on, you'd be sound. You'd be a millionaire. So yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you just hacked my questions. I can't believe you just made it seem sensible. This is meant to be this is where everyone's meant to tune out because we're chatting shit. Do you know what I mean?
That wasn't
right.
too bad,
No, you got let off easy there because normally it is outlandish. I'm honestly, Ash, some of the censoring I've done, but thanks very much, guys. It's been a good one this week, and we've talked a lot about the Watford game. And I do believe this time tomorrow will be champagne showers and all that kind of stuff. So, Rocco, just a quick mention: your book's still out. Where can people find your book?
I can get it on Amazon or most of the bookshop websites. So yeah, fill your boots.
Yeah, don't forget Farker markers and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Drop me a DM and I'll square you away. 48 different colours. You can find Kev on the Leeds House podcast. I'll be on theirs on Sunday, so make sure you tune in for that. You can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. You'll see them on and YouTube as well. This great interface that we're on right now. Josh, can you tell people where to find you, mate?
Yeah, you find me on Twitter, Leeds Lounge YT, and you can find me on YouTube as well, which is if you search Leeds Lounge, that'll pop up. Been more on the content now, so yeah, sort of 1 or 2 videos per week, and the occasional vlog if I can finally get tickets to a match. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. It's been great again, and let's do all that thing where we wave to us cameras, like with everyone's waving back. So, bye. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us out. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.